Welcome to All Gen Gamers, a podcast for people in video games of all generations. Starring Pete Dorr, Happy Console Gamer, Gamester81, and Jason Heine. Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the All Gen Gamers podcast. This is episode number 17. Wow, the big 17 rolling out. We are joined today by our usual co-host, Gamester81. John, what's up, John?
What's up, guys? How's it going?
We're also joined by the Happy Console Gamer, Mr. Johnny Millennium. What's up?
Hey, I'm just sitting here with the whale. We're just chilling out. Oh, yeah. He's always so loud, though. He's such a loud guy.
We're going to get the long extended version of that, though. That's the best.
It's the ending that always gets me. It's the ending. It's like a low, some bass coming out of that. And of course, we're joined with Mr. Pete Dorr. Pete, how you doing?
Hey, pretty good.
And then we are joined today with our special guest, Mr. Dinky Dana. Dana, how you doing, my friend?
Pretty good. Thanks for having me on.
Absolutely. So we're just going to be kind of free-forming, sitting down, talking about a whole bunch of different topics. And one thing we're going to start out is I think we're going to start with doing some of the audio questions first, right, guys?
Yeah,
Definitely. And I think we're going to answer some of the forum questions later as well. So continue to keep doing that.
Yeah, definitely. We've been getting a lot of questions, audio questions and forum questions. Guys, we really appreciate all of that. Again, if you want to send in your audio questions, send it into MP3 format to contact@allgengamers.com, and we will get around to answering it. And also keep posting there in the forums, Pete'sGameRoomForum.com, under the, of course, All Gen Gamers section. So, what do you say we get into some of these, guys? What do you say?
All right.
Let's do it.
I like it.
Let's do this.
That's awesome.
Hello, all Gen Gamers. Yeah, this is AO the Gamer. I have a question for you guys. The future of gaming, how do you think that will be? I mean, like the next generation of consoles. How do you think they will be like? Like, do they upgrade the graphics even more? Or do they just lean towards more like a 3D version of the consoles? Like this crazy, coming towards ya graphics. So yeah, what do you think? And keep up the good work with the podcast. I enjoy listening to ya. See you later.
Nice.
Very good. Good question.
That's a great question.
It is.
Yeah.
That's a big topic because I think right now we're rolling out not really like the next gen consoles, but we're rolling out a whole new technology with, we've got PlayStation Move, 360 Connect, with the whole motion thing kind of rolling out. So I don't know. That's a tough one.
Like what, exactly. Is that showing the future? Is that going to be the future? It's going to be all this like motion sensing technology.
I think people are over the motion sensitive technology. I don't know.
I don't know about that. Like, isn't the Kinect selling really well right now?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
I just think like it seems almost. It would seem too soon for them to bring out like a next generation, like in the next anytime soon. Because it's like, what do they put in the new system? Like if they really truly can't upgrade the graphics that far, like they just brought out new technology on their systems. Like they obviously want to keep the 360 and the PS3s going. Like where can they go? Like I don't think anybody knows, honestly. Like where can they go?
That's their push. That was the new thing now to roll for a while now with this motion.
I think
the Wii can definitely upgrade with the graphics, and I think if they do that, it's going to be a really nice move for them, getting HD graphics and all their classic lineup that they always have.
Well, I agree. I think the Wii can also improve on their online play as well. Not make it so hard to invite friends to play online and co-op.
Totally agree. Yeah.
That's
it's the same with the PlayStation 2.
Right.
They can upgrade their online as well.
They did a little interview with Reggie Fils-Aimé recently, and they asked him that question, like, when can we expect to see the Wii 2? Do you think it's essential that you get it out next year, to compete with all the new hardware? And he said no. He said they'll do another console once they sell 45 million Wiis. So they have like this goal set for themselves where like once they sell 45 million, then they'll start working on their next console.
Well, when the hell are they at? Haven't they sold that many already?
I'm not quite sure. But obviously probably not 45 million.
So you're telling me, hypothetically, if they were to sell 45 million within the next year, we could potentially see a new Nintendo system come out in a year or so?
Yes, because they're probably with their analytics and all that stuff, they probably figure at 45 million, that's probably about as high as they're going to get selling on like a steady basis. Because I know their sales are dropping.
I was looking up the Wii, and it says on Wikipedia, it says units shipped almost 76 million.
What the?
And that's as of September. So
that's what I was saying. I was like, haven't they already sold that many?
Maybe that's his way of saying, yeah, we're already making it.
Oh, maybe, yeah.
I don't know. I heard it on another podcast.
I was going to say, we all need to do then. If they haven't sold that many, go buy one.
So does that mean they're going to stop supporting the Wii, or do you think?
Well, maybe they've shipped 76 million, but have they sold that many?
Yeah, right. Shipping and selling.
But still pretty. I mean, gotta be close to that number, nevertheless.
When it comes to like the next generation, as Dana, you were saying, there has to be something to upgrade. It has to be worth upgrading, and I think the Wii is definitely a candidate. There are a lot of things that can be upgraded to make it, even better than it is now. Not to say that these other consoles, 360, PS3, all that aren't, but I mean, they do a lot already. Yeah. And the things that we all want them to do right now, they pretty much do, like the wish list is kind of small for upgrades, for the most part. Yeah. So it's like, man, it's hard to think what could they do,
What do you guys think about 3D? Because that's just starting out now. And by the time a next generation console is going to come out, that's going to be a big part of everything. And I've talked to people, and some people just can't stand it. A lot of people say they get sick when they go to 3D movies. And then there's other people, that love 3D movies and think it's a great move.
Yeah, I think some games already coming out are 3D compatible technically on TVs, right? The new Black Ops, I think, can play on.
Sly Cooper Collection is 3D as well.
The
Gran Turismo will be.
Yeah. Although I played that at PAX, the 3D, and I wasn't too impressed with it, to be honest with you. It just didn't really pop out to me. I'd much rather play it in 2D, to be honest with you, from my experience. But we'll see. The whole...
Yeah, although when the PS2 was out, back then I was thinking, how can these graphics get any better? And then they come up with the next generation. Every generation you say the same thing.
Yeah,
I said that about the Nintendo, man, when that came out back in 85.
Yeah.
Like, how could Super Nintendo, holy cow, how could it get any better than that?
Yeah, I was like, I'll never go back to my Atari. Screw that.
I mean, I'm sure you all remember playing Resident Evil the first time. I thought that was great.
Yeah.
Remember, it's funny actually. Go back and look at a game that I remember thinking looked so gorgeous at the time, Resident Evil 2. And it's so funny. It's like only a couple months ago I went back and revisited it. And bloody hell, it looked really.
I know.
Oh wow!
Games like that age a lot. Games like that.
Some games do age badly for sure, but I think the reason why they don't want to go forward yet is the expense. Like all the infrastructure is made for the PlayStation 3 and the 360. It's a huge expenditure to move to a next gen system. I think the companies will, companies like Microsoft and Sony will want to hold on to these systems for a couple more years.
I think they'll milk it. They're going to milk them for as much as they can get.
Especially now with seeing all these new devices with it, they will. Definitely. I mean, and I guarantee you, and I would not be surprised in the future. And Dana, you're talking about, if they're all going to move to 3D, this and that. I don't know if Microsoft necessarily will or Nintendo necessarily will. I mean, they are on the DS, but who I think will? Sony, because they make the 3D TV as well. They make the whole package. So I would not be surprised if their next console is like strictly 3D. Well, not strictly, because then you have to buy a TV. And
you can play in 3D and in TV.
Yeah, in both. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that would make sense.
Because currently not enough people own a 3D TV to really take advantage of that. They need to wait years until the prices drop down. The fact you have to use like goggles to watch or glasses to watch it, and those things alone are like over $100 a pop, right? So, it just doesn't make sense, I don't think, right now. But maybe perhaps in the future, 2-3 years down the road, that could be a possibility.
I remember when Blu-ray first came out, everybody's like, oh my God, that's never going to catch on. Well, it caught on, so 3D might be in the same zone. I think, didn't we talk about this before, that the 3DS might go so mainstream that everybody goes, oh, 3D's a normal thing, an acceptable thing, and might open up the floodgates for 3D mainstream. Because right now it's a novelty. I don't care what anybody says. I know Avatar did extremely well, biggest highest grossing movie of all time, but it's almost because it was a novelty of 3D as well. And there was amazing 3D, best stuff I'd ever seen. Wow. But you know what I'm saying?
We're just recently, if you remember too, guys, we're just recently getting over the having to upgrade to HD TV with HD broadcasting and all the sort of thing. You remember that whole fiasco?
Yes.
You have to get a converter box and all that. People had to get rid of their CRTs and all that. Like, that was just a few years ago.
Yeah,
I know. So, like, I bought a 47-inch, LCD HD TV, right? I think all of us bought TVs.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not in a position to go and buy another 3D TV right now.
Yeah, definitely.
If that would have happened 2 years ago, 3 years ago, I probably would have got them all in one, you know what I'm saying? And then had both. But man, I mean, hopefully this TV lasts me 10, 15 years.
That's the problem.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
They build these TVs not to last as long as a standard TV.
Yeah, this is true. They
burn out. The plasma burns out, or if you're moving a plasma screen, you can't put it on the face because otherwise it'll mess with the plasma in the TV, whatever. They're just not built like to last, unfortunately. But the prices of these TVs have dropped. I mean, remember when they first came out? They were like $2,000-$3,000, and now you can go to Walmart and get one for what? $550 for a 48-inch.
$700 is the normal price point for a high definition TV nowadays.
Yeah,
for a good one,
and
for a decent one, I should say.
Give them a couple more years, they're going to drop to $200-$300, and they're going to be obviously the standard, no pun intended, for TVs, right? So
come out with a new model that's the expensive one, and everything else just drops.
Right.
But I remember when the high definition DVD player came out for the 360, and I started to go and buy a couple of movies, and it was like very exciting to be watching high definition movies on my TV. And I remember talking to a friend of mine, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm not jumping on that bandwagon yet because there's not enough high definition content." And I remember that time. So I think it's still for 3D. There's still not enough high definition content, and when there's more of that available, then we'll see it maybe rise with next gen systems. But we'll have to see. It'd be really weird, wouldn't it, if next gen systems came in with 3D capabilities? It's an exciting, unusual time. Yeah, with motion sensing too. 3D motion sensing. Whoa, that could be nuts. I can't even imagine what they could do. It'd be like the Minority Report, like that'd be wild stuff.
They just need like smell-o-vision or something you can actually smell.
Yeah, we talked about that before. Good question.
That's great. I also just to wrap up this question, I think things are going to get more digital as well. Unfortunately, I think it's kind of we're leaning towards that way where games are going to be more download and less of the actual physical copy.
Before we move away from this question, I got to bring up something actually, which is actually pretty big news. You guys remember when I was talking about that OnLive service, the thing where you download or you stream all your games through your TV?
Right.
Yeah.
They finally announced the price point for it and when it's coming out. It's actually coming out very soon. The beta was out for it, like where people could try it out on the PC, but the actual hardware version to hook up to your TV and stream these games is coming out December 2nd. The thing itself is going to come with a controller and a coupon for a free $50 game download, and the console itself, and an HDMI cable, all the hookups you need, an Ethernet cable, for only $100.
Wow.
No monthly cost. I don't know what the hell the company's called, but the service is OnLive. You remember, it's kind of the same idea behind. You remember the Phantom, the thing, that console that never came to be? Anybody?
Yeah.
Same idea as that, only this is actually coming out. So I know I explained it before, but you plug an Ethernet cable into this. It's not wireless. You have to plug an Ethernet cable into it. They were going to charge monthly for it, but they ditched that. They're only going to charge you for the games you download. You plug in an Ethernet cable, you hook it up to your TV, and you stream games. It obviously is going to use a lot of bandwidth on your internet connection, but you don't download anything. Like, you seriously just, you see a game you want to play, you click play, it starts up right away. It doesn't even download.
Yeah. This sounds like kind of like Netflix, kind of how you can download. Now, is it a monthly service fee or is it per game or how's it? And what kind of?
No,
Are we talking about PS3 games or are we talking about 360 games? What are we talking about here?
It's meant to be, it's PC games.
Okay.
But the games that they have on there right now, they're launching with like 20-something games. They are games you can get on the consoles, like Batman Arkham Asylum, Assassin's Creed 2, Dirt 2, the Lego games, stuff like that. All different stuff. But they plan on adding PC games in the future. And from what I've heard, it's a pretty awesome service. Like, they have a thing where you can like watch other people play. So like you add them to your buddy list and you can watch them play. Like, it's basically like Justin TV and Ustream and all that, where you can just watch somebody play. Kind of like spy on them. Yeah, I don't know.
No, I can see
the modern version. Sorry, go ahead.
No, so I was going to say I can see if Microsoft was going to do this, a more mainstream company, but it sounds like it's just going to fizzle out. You know what I mean? It sounds like it's interesting technology. I would never be really interested in it, but
I'm actually tempted to pick it up. Because here's the thing, they charge you for the games that you download and buy. So for $100, honestly, it's not bad at all for everything that you're getting. I'm thinking about picking it up just to try it out, because I'm kind of interested, because you can play demos of the games. So it's like, if I want to like rent a game or something like real fast and just try it out, I could just play all the demos of these games. I'm more
Well,
tempted for like
do
the
you
PC
guys-
games.
Do you guys remember the Sega Channel?
I was just
Yeah.
gonna say that, Dana. I was like, I'm
That's-
picking Sega Channel.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of, and I loved the Sega Channel back then.
Oh hell
For
yeah.
people that don't know what it is, basically every month they would have separate Genesis games, and you just got it through your cable, and you could play different games every month. And then when the month changed, you got a new set of games. And this sounds like the same thing, just streaming games, and then you buy them, so you get to keep them and play them for longer. than a
Did
month.
you have that, Dana, back in the day?
Yeah, we had it.
wow.
I loved it. I remember playing
God.
Landstalker on the Genesis.
Oh yeah.
There were,
I loved
yeah.
that game.
Game is
And
a
I
hard.
made it right to the end of the game, and then the month changed, and I never finished it.
Oh,
And I just got the game back like a couple months ago and played back through it.
it is now. It's good for somebody who's played Landstalker. That game is incredibly difficult. It's actually one of the most difficult games I've ever played in my life.
Now there was a sequel on that, I think, on the Dreamcast. I don't know if it was officially a sequel. I think it was
Yeah.
Dark Stalkers, I think, or something.
No, not Dark
Yeah.
Stalkers. That's I know the one you're
Dark
talking.
Savior.
uh,
Dark Savior, maybe.
Dark Savior.
Time Stalkers, I think.
No, he's talking Dark Savior was the.
Yeah, I think Dark Savior. Did you guys
Savior.
play that?
Rob has it. He's got it, and I've tried it out. It's not that great.
That's what I've heard. I still want to play it though because I love Landstalker.
Landstalker's great, but yeah, that's cool. I was jealous of people like you who had the Sega channel.
I had a friend
Oh
who
my
had a
God,
Sega
I
channel.
had
It was epic. It was a lot of fun going over. There was games that were not released in cartridge format, like Golden Axe 3 was never released in North America on a cartridge. So you could only get it through the Sega channel.
Yeah.
And I was really jealous of that and going over his place. And that was way ahead of its time, if you think about it. I mean,
Way
really
ahead of
was.
its
Yeah.
time.
crazy.
I love the Sega Channel. Yeah, I had a choice between that and the birthday party. I picked that damn Sega Channel. That thing was so awesome.
Hell yeah, I think anyone would pick the Sega Channel.
Hell yeah.
That's
Hell
funny.
yeah.
You know what's crazy about the Sega Channel too is like the games, like you said, they only lasted a month, and so, and at the time, I'm just like, all right, is this month done? Ready to play the next game? But then when you think about it, like you go back, it was 1 month you could only play those games, right? I played Road Rash, the original Road Rash,
Classic.
for an entire month, and then it went away, and I was so sad. And even today, you think about it, I was playing it when it came out, like in that 1 month. Like,
Yeah.
how epic is that? You know, just nuts.
That was a great game.
Cult
You know what
status.
bugged me? They came out, I think it was Road Rash 3, and they changed it so it's not 2-player.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
And,
BS.
and same with like the Golden Axe that just came out on the Xbox, not 2-player.
Yeah, that's lame.
You know?
Yeah, that's lame.
Yeah,
I can't
couldn't-
stand that crap. God. Like, because they come out on the Sonic's Genesis collection, and I could see on that not having online, but still, if you're going to pay like, what is it, 800 points for some of those games, and they're not going to have online co-op, I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's lame.
One last thing about the OnLive, you guys mentioned that you download the game and then you own it. Well, the interesting thing is, think about it this way: if OnLive flops a couple of years from now, all the games that you bought, it's on their service. It's on their, it's not stored on your OnLive box. It's stored on their servers. You lose all that. It's gone.
Yeah.
So what's the benefit of having it? I really don't see the benefit. I mean, if you can just go out and get the games and pay.
The benefit is it's for the people that do buy and download full games. Like it's for people that download games like on Xbox 360. Like say Burnout's a good example. I know that's one of the ones on 360 that you can download a full game. Like people that do that kind of stuff, this is perfect for them.
Mm-hmm.
And the games are a little bit cheaper than their
Yeah, I
retail
was going to
price.
say, what are the price points for them? Because if they give a discount, some people
little
just
bit of
play
a
the
discount.
game and then they don't care to have a copy afterwards.
It's only like $10 cheaper. But honestly, for people that don't mind downloading stuff, this is perfect for them. I don't like downloading games. However, the price point for me it's just the right price. If it was anything more, I wouldn't try it. Where I'm willing to try this just to see how this technology is, how it works, just for the whole thing. Like, it's just
the experience.
the menu opens up and you see like this big ball of like gameplay going on. Like it's a big globe of like just different thumbnails of gameplay going on. Each one of those thumbnails is somebody playing a
Like
game.
live
and you
gameplay.
can watch them. It's like such an awesome concept.
Hey, Pete, I'll try it with you. I'll get one. Let's try it.
And the thing is, in the future, when they do start bringing out actual PC exclusive games on there, that's awesome for people that might not have a PC machine that can that can't handle these things.
That's true. That's true.
I'm interested in how like the friend network.
We all know Gamester's not going to buy a console.
Yeah.
So you'll be trying that one out, I'm sure.
Although, I have a Mac, so I'm not sure if it's Mac compatible. Probably not.
Yeah, plus you
Probably
have
Oh.
to make sure, get it before it flops
no.
so you can try it.
Gamester, yeah, I believe it's compatible with the Mac because it doesn't hook up to your computer. It hooks up to your TV. You just plug an Ethernet cable
It's
in.
a separate device, yeah.
I see.
Plug an Ethernet cable in, you plug it into your TV, and
So that's
believe it
cool.
or not, this is a cool feature. It's people that have Macs, and the Mac users, they get jealous and mad when they can't play certain games because they're not playable on a Mac. Well, supposedly this service is going to have it so that Mac users can play PC games, so
That's pretty
without owning a PC.
It kind of reminds me of that new Apple TV thing that just came out. Hear about
Yeah.
that device? It's also around $100. You hook it up to your TV, and you can put apps on it. You can actually stream video, and you can make your music. It connects with any Apple device you have. So if you have an iPod laying around anywhere in the house, it'll like sync up to the iPod, and it'll rip this music up, and you can play it through your TV, and you can do like Netflix through it. It's kind of like that minus a game.
Is it only $100 that too?
Yeah,
John?
it's only $100. Yeah,
Is that a really small box? I think I've
it's
seen it.
tiny. Yeah,
They used to
Yeah.
be huge.
Small.
They used to be pretty big, but they've make them smaller and smaller now.
Hey, so is the box black?
Yeah, it's black.
Yeah,
middle one
okay,
is,
I have-
mhm.
yeah.
It's
Oh.
it's pretty cool, but the cool thing is you can get an app on your iPhone or iTouch or whatever you have, or even iPad for that matter, and you can use it as a controller, which is pretty cool too.
Yeah,
So you can use it for a TV remote, and it's pretty cool, technology.
the app is called Remote too.
Hmm.
That's what it's called.
What's that?
The app it's called Remote.
Remote?
Yeah, it's done by Apple. Well,
Yeah.
that's the one to control iTunes, but
So,
it's
yeah.
probably the same thing for what you're talking
But
about.
Pete, now that you mentioned it, like the fact that you can play PC games without having a PC, that might be a benefit. $100,
Yeah,
you can't go
definitely.
wrong. So
And they're giving you a coupon they're giving you a coupon. Here's the thing. The controller they're giving you, it's not no crap controller from what I've seen. Like that right there is like a $40-$50 controller. And they're giving you a coupon to download a full game for free, up to $50 value.
What's
so right
what's the
there?
website? I want to look at this.
as long as there's no like monthly contract or monthly fee.
No, they were going to have a monthly fee. They got rid of it.
What's
Yeah, I
it
mean,
called?
What do they
Like,
gain
we're
off
gonna-
that then? Sorry, well, how do they get money?
They're going to make money from the downloads.
Yeah, downloads.
Yeah, I mean, that's like if you want to play Batman Arkham Asylum, you're going to go out and spend $60. Where this, you could spend $100, use the $50 to buy the game, and you have the console and you play the game too. So
I wonder what
that's
the
that
remote
way-
is
initial-
like. Yeah.
that initial
The remote-
burst, they should get some support from that.
The remote is like a hybrid of a PS3 controller and a 360 controller. Let me see. I think it's just OnLive.
What's the device called again, Pete?
OnLive. OnLive. Yeah, OnLive.com, all one word. They show a picture of the
Checking
controller
it.
right on front.
We're looking at it right now.
We should get the founder to be on the podcast. How epic would that be?
And we all get a free one out of it.
Yeah, the controller looks like almost like a Wii remote, classic Wii controller.
But like just the price and not having that, I think not having the monthly fee was very smart on their part because it's going to get people to buy it and test it out, Like me,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy it and test it out. If I don't like it, whatever, I'll sell the thing or something,
I think
or-
that's a hell of a good deal, to tell you the truth.
Is it only
Yeah.
online, or can you get it at like Best Buy or?
Right now, you can only order it directly from their website. It's going to be pretty limited because it's coming out soon.
Dude,
And then eventually they're going to
they
put it
could-
in the retailer.
Are they going to incorporate any type of like being able to, like how Netflix would work? Are they going to have any television shows on that too?
I think it's. I haven't looked into it too much. I think it's strictly gaming.
Yeah, because if they had movies and things like that as well, it could be an even bigger hit.
Let me see.
So to kind of understand this a little bit better, Pete, the games don't actually run through the system itself. It's just that's just a kind of a way to play the
streaming,
games.
right. It's think of it like when you watch an HD video on your computer and you're using your internet connection.
Right.
Think of this like that, only you're streaming games. So you do have to have a pretty damn good computer. That's why, or at least a pretty good internet connection. So I'm hoping that mine's powerful enough to, do this.
So do you guys think this is the future of gaming, perhaps, where if Sony or Microsoft were to think about doing something similar to this, where all the games are download streamed only? That's kind of
Trust me, they're watching this very closely.
that's scary, dude. That's
See, I think the PSP Go was kind of an example of that, though. I mean, it's a good idea, but not everyone's buying into it.
Yeah.
the no-go.
That is a no-go, isn't it?
But yeah, it's interesting because, as a collector and as a gamer, it just kind of takes away from the whole going out in the wild and finding games, It's too bad.
I think the infrastructure of the internet needs to be a little bit better. Even our fastest connections, at home, I'm talking about just regular, not T4 lines and stuff like that, but for a regular household, their connection isn't fast enough to download like a 60 gig game of high quality.
That's what's good about this, though, is you stream it. You don't download anything with this.
Yeah, but if there's problems, you're saying there's artifacting and, a delay in gameplay, which a delay in gameplay to do certain games is everything. and that'll
Yeah, we'll
piss
find
a
out.
lot of people off. That would piss me off.
Supposedly the reaction
sure
to it so
that's-
far is pretty positive on the forums, though.
Yeah.
I'm sure that's why they have the price so low and not a monthly fee, so it doesn't scare people off. So
Yeah.
they're just going to test trial it and see how it goes.
See how it goes. Yeah. I'll definitely wait for your review, Pete, for sure.
Here are some quick tech facts about it, just for everyone that's interested here. Okay, so the internet connection, you have to have 5 megabit download speed, which is very common. It runs on Windows 7, Vista, 32 and 64-bit, as well as XP Service Pack 3, 32-bit. If you're on a Mac, it runs on OS X 10.6 or later, which is Snow Leopard. So Snow Leopard or later. It runs on all Intel dual-core PCs and Macs. So you have to have at least a dual-core, which is standard and very common nowadays. And then your screen resolution has to be at least 1280 by 720. That's 720 progressive HD.
Yeah.
And lastly about it, it is compatible with multiple controllers. So obviously the one that comes with it is compatible. Also compatible with the Microsoft 360 controller for Windows, Xbox 360 wireless controller for Windows, Logitech Chillstream, Logitech F510, and a Mad Catz gamepad. So there's a few options for controllers as well that it's compatible with.
One last thing too that I just noticed on here. You can also do they have a thing like here's an example. Here's a couple of games: Alien vs Predator, Alpha Protocol, Assassin's Creed 2, Batman Arkham Asylum, and Borderlands. Now, all of those games have a free trial, so they let you play the game out, just like, if you downloaded a demo. Only on this, you don't have to download anything, you just start playing. Then they have 3-day pass and 5-day pass, where you can pay a little bit of money to play the game for 3 or 5 days. For example, the 3-day pass for Alien vs Predator is $5.99, 5-day pass is $8.99, and to buy the full game is $20.
So like renting a game essentially.
Yeah. Well, here's an interesting thing. It's more Alien vs Predator buy it is $20. Batman Arkham Asylum the buy it is $40, but it's cheaper to actually rent the game. It's only $5 for a 3-day pass and $7 for a 5-day pass. So in a way, like if I want to rent a game and I don't want to deal with GameFly, I could just do this, If it's a game that's going to be multi-platform, because these are all PC games. Just a couple more games. Let's see. It's not really, really recent stuff on here, but it's not that old. Dark Void, Darksiders, Dirt 2, Fear 2, Just Cause 2, Kane and Lynch, Lego Batman, Lego Harry Potter, Mafia
But the
2.
reality is you can buy those games in the cheap bin for cheaper than that.
True.
Yeah.
That's the thing it's so unappealing because it sounds like if it was the latest greatest game day one, sure, I understand, but Batman, that's kind of an older game now. That's like way old.
But
in video game land.
If you don't have a console or you don't have a PC though, and then you want to play those games, this is a perfect option for you because you can, like, if you're a Mac user, you can use it. That's pretty cool. That's very appealing to me, at least.
Another thing, if you don't download anything, you don't pay anything.
Yeah.
I mean, that's great. You're not paying a monthly fee. I think that's
I'll be honest. I don't plan on buying. I'm just going to use my free pass. I'm going to save it maybe for like a game because none of these games, I don't want any of these. I'm going to save my pass for a game that comes out that I really want. That's, a PC game. I'll use it on that. I don't plan on buying any of these download games just yet. I'm not at that level. I just want to use it to try the service out, play the demos, watch people play. You can also record clips and let people watch them and all this kinds of stuff.
I'll get it with you, Pete. Let's try it out.
I'm in.
Okay.
Are you in too?
I'm in.
Let's do it. Let's do a 3-way.
I'm not in.
Three-way.
Guys, give me a review.
Come on, Johnny. Let's do it.
Yeah.
So not interested at all. It's just not my thing.
Is the whale in? Is the whale in? That's what I wanna know.
What's the whale think about?
He's been quiet.
The whale's buying it.
They actually have a game on here. It's called. I've never heard of this.
The whale.
Are you the
love
dentist or what? It sounds like you say
The actual title of the game is it's all one string of letters here. Capital A, 4 lowercase a's, 2 capital A's, 3 lowercase a's, 3 uppercase a's, 2 lowercase a's, 4 uppercase a's, 1 lowercase a, and 5 uppercase a's, and 3 exclamation marks.
It reminds me on Bad Santa when he's like, "Come on, yell, get mad at him." He's all ah.
I think the correct pronunciation is
Maybe that's like whale language or something. There's something we should. Maybe the whale could translate that. I don't know. I don't get it. That's weird.
Well, either way, hey. So how about this? AO the Gamer, which is the guy who asked the question. You got question answered, buddy. That's the future of gaming. All that stuff we just talked about.
We have another question, or what's the dealie?
Oh, yeah. We got a bunch of questions.
All right.
So I hope we answered your question, or AO the Gamer. That was quite a long-winded one. That was a lot of fun to talk about. A lot of cool technology, huh, guys?
Definitely.
Yeah,
Well, actually, Jason, hold on. Hold on,
Okay,
Jason.
fuck me in the ass.
No, don't.
Pete, fuck me,
Hold on,
fuck me, Pete.
Jason,
Fuck
just go
me,
right
Pete.
into the second question, because you like when we stopped the first question, like you basically ended it right there. You were like, "Okay, I think we answered your question." Because that would be redundant if you say it again. You know.
Well, he's gonna
What I mean?
Let's have sex, Pete. All right. We're just going to get into the next question then. Still there, Pete?
I'm here.
Okay.
I'm just trying to take it all in.
Hey guys, Game World here, and my question would be, what is your favorite game this generation? As me, I would probably say Heavy Rain because it's not that long, and I mean it has a lot of different endings. So I'm passing it on to you guys, and I hope you will answer my question.
I need to play Heavy Rain.
Yes, you do.
Yeah, you haven't played that,
Ew.
Johnny? That's a good game. It's a good
I
game.
need to grab that. Yes.
Yeah. Man, that's a loaded question, man.
It's a tough one. Every time you
Wow.
get the favorite questions, what's your favorites? Those are always difficult.
Gamester, what is yours?
Man, I'm a big fan of the Rockstar games, so I like Grand Theft Auto 4 and Red Dead Redemption are always up there. I play those a lot. But it's hard to pick just one. I don't know. There's too many to pick. I'd have to probably.
Well, you got to pick one, so you have to. What would you off the top of your head?
Just
Nobody's
one
going
of
to
yours.
hold you to this. You know what I mean? Nobody's going to hold any of us
All
to
right, first one that
Oh,
came to
yeah,
mind.
they will.
this. Oh yeah, I know.
I can't believe you didn't say Call of Duty. What the hell? What the fuck? No, no. I would probably say probably Red Dead.
Good choice.
It's a
Yeah.
good game. It's
Yeah.
a good game.
Good choice. Yeah, I agree with that. That's a good one.
You like those open world ones, don't you?
I do. I'm really excited. I haven't played the zombie one, the Red Dead Nightmare or whatever. What's it called? I haven't played that yet, but I'm looking forward to Undead Nightmare or Undead, whatever it's called. I'm rambling. Okay, fuck. Okay, next. Who's next? Jason.
Mine would have to be Battlefield Bad Company 2.
Saw it coming a mile away.
So did I.
You guys did. I absolutely love it. I think for me, being a shooter fan, it's one of the best online shooting experiences I have had in a very, very long time. For this year, this generation, it would have to be that. Battlefield Bad Company 2. Passing the torch. Pete, what about you, buddy?
I was kind of flopping around between two, but in the end, I decided on The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion. I played the Xbox 360
That
version.
went through my mind.
Yeah. I was originally thinking I was maybe going to go with Uncharted 2, because that game still just blows me away. But just I still go back to like just remembering playing through Oblivion and just everything about that game I loved. Yeah, so that would be my pick. That's just my game, like everything that I would ever want in a fantasy game, an RPG, like is
I
in
agree
that
with
game.
you. Pete. Totally summed it up for me as well. It is a perfect game. Yeah,
So that's
good.
mine.
Dana.
Oh.
what
Mine
is
would
yours?
have to be Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Very good pick.
Yours.
When I was playing that, I mean, I just enjoyed everything about it. But the main thing, as I was playing, it just made me think back on all the older Mario games, and it had elements from all of them thrown in perfectly, and the controls were great, and it's one of my favorite soundtracks from any game. So I'm gonna have to go with Super Mario Galaxy 2.
How do you think it stacks up to the first one? Because I have the first and second one. I finished the first game, loved it. Playing the second one, I'm liking it. But I'm always asking myself the question. It feels like the second one does a lot more with puzzles. It's more refined. What do you think?
Yeah, I think so too. And it almost seems, one of the things that I really liked is there's more variety in each level that you go into. So like in the first one you had, I think, 6 that you just had right off the bat. And this one you have 3 at a time. So when you play through Super Mario Galaxy 2, you play through and get 3 stars and then move on to the next one. And I think that kind of helped keep the pace of the game. So as you're playing through it seems faster paced and more refined, like you said.
Yeah, that's a good point. You don't stay in one level or world for too long. Keeps moving.
Yeah,
now.
because when I play them, I always try and get all the stars in one world before I move on. And, you know, when you go through 6, you're playing through the same thing 6 times. Where in this one, you go through 3, and then later you can come back to it.
Yeah. Hey, oh, you know, it's funny. I think maybe sometime this weekend I gotta start up number 2 again. I got to a boss and I got kind of frustrated and I stopped. and I need to get back to it. I bet it's not even that difficult of a boss. It's just one of those times when you get stuck and you're like, oh damn it. You get frustrated.
Yeah.
You go play it the next time. You're like, God, this is so easy. Why was I finding so difficult?
And also kind of just to answer what you asked, after playing Super Mario Galaxy 1, my favorite Mario game was Super Mario Brothers 3. That was always my favorite.
It's a good one.
I think after playing Super Mario Galaxy 2, I think this one's better. I still have all the nostalgia for Super Mario Brothers 3, but everything. I love the soundtrack in Super Mario Galaxy 2.
Yeah. I've enjoyed it so far. I haven't gotten that far in. I like the soundtrack in the first game. I loved some of the music in that first game, the orchestra stuff. Wow, I was so impressed. Everything.
Me too, and I'm hoping with the new Zelda they're going to have fully orchestrated, which I'm assuming that they would.
Yeah,
because that'd just be incredible.
Yeah, man. Sorry, we could just get into a whole rant about talking about that for a long time, and then talking about the new Zelda game would be great too. But. Oh, Jason was dying to use that.
I was waiting for the right time. He's been
sitting on that button for the last 5 podcasts going, come on, mention Zelda.
I've been waiting for it. There it was.
It's hilarious. All right, I think, Johnny, you need to go still, huh?
It's funny. I had to go look in the other room when that question came up, and it's tough.
Wait, can I guess it? Can I guess what it might be?
Yeah, you know what? Go for it.
Dead Space?
You know what? I thought about that, but I'm like, I love the game, but no.
I'm thinking it has.
No, wait, hold on. Another guess. Sorry, that was probably really loud. Lost Odyssey?
You know, I thought about that one too. Definitely my favorite.
I definitely know it. It has something to do with whales.
Well, it's the one where you're riding the whale and you're under
Endless Ocean.
Endless Ocean. Me and Whaley love to play that together.
The critics say it was so relaxing.
But people after this would be like, "Shut up with that goddamn whale! You're ruining the podcast."
It never gets old, though.
Never.
It should never gets old.
But here's over a lot of thinking. Oh my god! If I had to have an overall game for playability and fun, Super Street Fighter 4. Yeah, I'm gonna go.
I should have guessed that one.
I kind of.
It was too obvious.
I know, right?
The amount of times I played it with friends and stuff like that, and even when we were down at PAX, John was there. Everybody was playing that game. It's just one of those games you always turn on and play against your friends, and I like it. And people will be like, "What about Fallout 3 and all this?" I love all.
What about Dragon Quest 9?
Dragon Quest 9, I didn't count. I put that one through my mind as well, but I don't look at it as a next generation game. You know, just because it's on a handheld. I don't put it into the same, Lost Odyssey versus Dragon Quest 9. Lost Odyssey.
That's true, yeah.
You know what I mean? If I had,
I really got to go. Like, just talk because we bring up Lost Odyssey every now and then. Like, I got to go back. I want to replay that when I have time. You know, maybe when the holidays are done. You know, there's so much stuff.
I always, hey, sorry guys, don't you always say that? So that's always happening to me. I'm always like, man, I really need to like. Another game I want to mention was Metal Gear Solid 4. And I was talking to a friend of mine the other day, and I'm like, oh, I would love to go back and play that again because I love that game. Do you guys have that a lot where you're like, oh, man, I wish I had some time to play that game again? Is you're nostalgic about it or you love that game?
All the time.
Yeah.
So definitely Street Fighter 4.
It would have to be, yeah.
What were you going to say?
What a terrible sound effect that was. I love it.
Do it again.
Sounds like it's off of like what the hell is that from?
That's like the 8-bit version or something.
It's like the Genesis version or something. I don't know.
The Genesis version.
Yeah, that's the Genesis version, all right. Funny. Oh my god. But yeah.
All right. Cool. Next question.
Well, wait. Dinky Dana, did you have to say something?
Yeah. No, he said it.
Oh, I thought you were going to say something before.
Oh, I don't know what I was going to say then, but speaking of Street Fighter, I'd really like to see your Street Fighter 2 video that you were talking about, Johnny. So you better get on that.
Oh, yeah.
Challenges,
you mentioned you were going to make one, so
I'm not going to say anything about that. Hopefully I can get Rob over for that. Well, actually, last Sunday I was out with Rob. We went out for lunch and we were talking about it, and we wrote down a bunch of notes of things that we want to mention in this particular episode we want to do. So it's to come. I don't know when I can get Rob over, but hopefully I can get him over before we do the Christmas special again this year. But it's kind of a fun one. Yeah, I hope people like it. So cool. What is the next? The whale wants to know when the next question is. He's tapping me on the shoulder here. He's going. Yeah, we're gonna answer the next question. All right. Jesus, it's crazy.
All right, guys, we're gonna get into the next question here. Let's see what we got queued up.
Hello, all Gen gamers. This is Pegasus XWA 316187 on YouTube, and I want to start off by saying I love listening to the podcast. I look forward to it each week. So, anyway, here's my question. With the recent release of the Sly Collection on the PS3 and the upcoming Super Mario Bros. All-Stars 25th Anniversary Edition for the Wii, I want to know what are some of your favorite compilation cartridges or discs. Honestly, if I had to pick my top 3, I would probably go with Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection, Super Mario Bros. All-Stars, and the recently released Sly Collection. So that's my top 3. What are your top 3, top 5? What are your favorite compilation games?
So Johnny, what's your top 10?
He said it.
Top 100.
He said compilation game. Probably the Genesis Collection on the 360. That has got every single game that I do. I swear I do a review on at times. It's got Shinobi on there. It's got Phantasy Star on there. There's so many games on there.
It's got arcades too, right? Some arcade games as well.
Yeah.
Interestingly, though, you have to actually unlock the first Phantasy Star, and in order to do that, as strange as it is, you actually have to. Now, this may not be the 100% exact way, but you have to play through. I think it's stage 1 of Sonic 2 and beat the first level with 2 players or some crap like that.
Wow,
like
that's
really
crazy.
If you don't have 2 play, if you don't have any friends, then you're screwed.
What if you have 2 controllers?
What do you do if you're screwed?
Yeah, I know. I remember thinking that when I had to unlock it, I was like, this is ridiculous.
Put an ad on Craigslist, like, hey, I need a friend.
Unlocked the Golden Axe Warrior as well for the Sega Master System too. That's a game you can unlock.
That is on there, isn't it? But it's kind of hard to unlock it. Am I wrong?
I forget how you unlock it. I was able to unlock it. You have to beat some game or some bullshit. I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah. But I loved it. Like, for me, unlocking the original Shinobi arcade game, I was playing it on the high def TV. I was like, this is great.
Dude, they had the original Congo Bongo arcade on that thing.
Oh my.
I heard if you just do the Konami code, it unlocks everything.
Right. Sorry, so that's an easy one for me. I really like that collection. When I first got that, I was playing it every night, and I was like, this is great. I need to get back to it for sure. So, Pete, I bet you had a hard time with this one.
Yeah, not really, because I don't have too many. I don't have too many compilation discs. I mean, I would have chosen Sonic's Ultimate Genesis Collection as well, but to kind of go in a little bit of a different direction, I'd have to say one that I picked up actually not too long ago, Sonic's Ultimate Gems Collection, or whatever the hell they call it, Sonic Gems Collection. Let me hold on.
6 games? Is it for Genesis?
The one, I'm trying to think of the exact names. They have all these different names. Whatever the Gem Collection one is, because that comes with all the obscure Sonic games. So Sonic the Fighters, of course, because I would never be able to play that game without having this disc. It's a pretty terrible game, but I just wanted to try it out. And it comes with all the Game Gear Sonic games as well. Sonic CD. So that's a pretty.
I have that on the GameCube, I think, huh?
Yeah, I have it on the GameCube
I do too.
as well.
I just got it on GameCube.
Yeah, it's a good one.
So wait,
so
sorry, I got to ask this question. The Sonic CD there, is that the American music or the Japanese, or is it the American stuff?
The American, yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Unless the Japanese tracks are unlockable, I'm just not.
That's why I was asking, actually, yeah.
Just try the Konami code on there and...
Right.
And also, like, just to put myself in the future here, if we were living about a couple of months
I'm sure I'm going to agree with what you're going to say.
The Eco and Shadow of the Colossus compilation. Yeah, like, obviously, if that was out, that would be my pick. Obviously, my favorite game of all time and one of my other favorite games of all time, like in one disc in HD. It's been something I've been wishing for since they first came out with the first, God of War collection on the PS3. Like, I'm like, wow, this is such an awesome idea. Like, or even since the PS3 was released, I'm like, wouldn't it be so cool to just have this game in HD, you know? And there you go. I'm wondering.
Yeah, of all the games that I'd like to see in HD, I want Shadow of the Colossus.
Yeah.
When I was playing through it, because I didn't play it when it first came out, and I was playing it on an HD TV, but on the PS2, and it was awesome on the PS2, so I can't even imagine an upgraded.
I just was going to plug, Dinky Dana did a great review on that game. So check out his channel, YouTube channel. It was an awesome review. Well done, sir.
Your channel, though, it's you can't simply spell out Dinky Dana, right? You have to change one of the letters, I think. Because I've gone to youtube.com/Dinky Dana, and it takes me somewhere else.
Yeah, it's funny when I don't know who else would pick the name Dinky Dana, but when I first made my YouTube channel, I went to that and someone already had it. So I had to make mine with an L. So it's DLNKYDANA. And that person who has the Dinky Dana doesn't put any videos up. They haven't signed in for like 2 years. And I want them to get rid of their channel so I could use it. And I remember the first person was Vintage Video Game Geek.
Yeah.
He went over and posted a question because he thought I lost all my stuff. I forget what he wrote on there. Yeah, but he went over there, and I mean, people put up links, and it goes over to that one and stuff.
That's hilarious. That's sad. Yeah.
Wait, we'll have to get Vintage Video Game Geek on here too, eh?
Yeah, he's
a good guy.
Totally. Him as well. Sure.
How'd you come up with the name Dinky Dana?
I was going to ask him that too. Yeah, that's.
It's a little bit of a long story. You want me to go into it here?
Yes.
You told me once before. I know you told me before. I know the answer. I just was going to ask it because a lot of people don't know. But you told me when we were at Classic Gaming Expo in Vegas. But
yeah, I figured it would come up because it's the thing I get asked most. And I think it was the first video that I showed my face in. I answered it, and I'll just go over it again now. When I was up in college, up at Penn State, we had dorm rooms and they were in the shape of an L. Like the hallways were in the shape of an L. So for me to cut through to my buddy's half, I had to cut through the one half of the L, which was the girls' dorm, and then the other side was the guys. So every day I'd go over there, hang out with him, and then we'd go down to dinner. And we'd always pass this dorm room that had a dry erase board on it, and it said, Dinky Dana. You think she's quiet, but she's not. She's hot. So we walked by that and we were like, what on earth are they even talking about? It makes no sense. So every time we walked by that, we always wondered what this girl looked like. And they'd always have the door closed. And if it was open, we'd try and see who it was. And we never saw who this girl was. So we always just had a running joke through college, I wonder if she was hot or whatever. And then about 2 or 3 years later, I started playing Ultima Online, which is an MMORPG. And I created a character and I was thinking of a name. So I named it Dinky Dana, and we were just doing it as a joke. And then my other buddy made another character named Dinky Dana, and we made him look exactly alike. And my template in the game for PvP was I'd run up to people, and if I hit them and they move 5 steps, they take a lot of damage. So they had to stand still when they fought me. And his template was the complete opposite. So if he hit you, you needed to run away. And we'd run in, and I'd attack somebody, and then I'd run off the screen pretending like I was going to die. And then he'd run in and trick them. And then people just got confused. So I'd run in and start hitting them, and they'd know that if they run away from me, they're going to get in trouble. They're going to die. And then I'd run away like I was about to die on purpose. And then he'd run in looking exactly the same. And they'd think they'd have to stand still when I hit him, but his is the opposite. So people got so mad. We'd be in like Ventrilo, and people would be yelling at us. And then after that, I just kept it going. Made my Xbox Live gamer tag Dinky Dana, and I mean it's just a funny name. I don't.
So the reality is that you're not married to that girl Dinky Dana now.
No. I mean, I'm in my head. I'm hoping that she was somewhat attractive, but in real life, she probably wasn't.
No, it was in college. She was definitely hot.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I couldn't believe. I was there for a whole year and never saw what she looked like.
You should have kicked the door down.
The thing about college, yeah. If she's not hot, at least maybe 5-10 beers later, she will be hot. You get the beer goggles going.
There
on.
you go.
So,
Vintage Video Game Geek again. He wrote me a comment and said if she had to write that she was hot on the door, she probably wasn't.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
That's true.
But yeah, everybody always asks me that, and I usually tell people to go check my first video. But
that's funny.
Just a funny story on the background for that.
That's nice.
That's funny that you kept the name after that. Isn't that amazing? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know why. I just found it entertaining. And then I'll be on Xbox Live, and we had another inside joke. My cousin's name on Xbox Live is Fat Kelly, which is just another absurd name. And we'll go in and we'll play with our friends. We have our mics plugged in, and people will start. My friend will start talking trash or something, and they'll think that we're both girls. And they start talking to us like we're girls, and it's just hilarious. Especially like the one guy, we were playing Halo 3, and the guy's name was Gator Fan something for the Florida Gators. And he came in and he started talking trash, and he said, "Hey, Fat Kelly, are you really fat?" And my cousin just goes, hey, Gator Fan, are you really a fucking alligator? And the dude was just like, he didn't expect, first of all, a guy's voice, and then that comeback. I mean, we were howling.
Yeah, the name's Kelly. What you got about it? That is awesome.
So back to the question. We're going to kind of get on a tangent here. But Dana, why don't you answer what's your favorite compilation? Is that the question we're on?
Yeah.
What
I
was
I was also gonna bring up the Shadow of the Colossus and Eco, because I can't wait for that. But even once that comes out, I think my favorite will still be the GameCube Legend of Zelda Collector's Edition, which comes with the first Zelda, second Zelda on the Nintendo, and then it has Ocarina of Time and Majora's Mask.
It had the unreleased one that was supposed to come out with the DD as well, didn't it? Like some kind of. Was that different compilation? I'm thinking.
I know it. I think it had a Wind Waker demo, and I think that's all that was on this one.
Yeah, I don't think it had DD stuff at all.
You're thinking of the other one, John. It was the one with Master Quest and Ocarina of Time.
Right. Okay, that's the one. Yeah, there's two of them. There's two compilations, but yeah. Cool. Good choice. All right. Well, I guess I'll go with myself. My pick would have to be. Because there's so many. I mean, you got the Mega Man collection compilation I have on GameCube, but I'd probably go with Intellivision Lives. Ported to a whole bunch of consoles. I mean, you can play Pitfall and there's a whole bunch of old school Intellivision games, and you can they have like the brochures and all that good stuff. I mean, I think it's well done by Activision. So that's probably my pick. Jason, how about you?
I was gonna originally say like the Midway Arcade collections. I really love those. I have all of them, and they're fantastic. But one popped in my head last minute that beats them all. Metal Slug Anthology for Wii.
Oh, that's a good one.
Pretty good.
I absolutely love that one. It was almost like, what? They're releasing this? This is awesome. It has every single Metal Slug and a unreleased, or I think it's maybe created exclusively for that compilation. It's like Metal Slug 7 or 8 or something like that. Anyway, that's a fantastic collection. All the games are arcade perfect. It has support for the GameCube controller, which is how I play it. And anyway, that's my pick.
Yeah, it's classic.
What a wonderful collection.
You can get it really cheap now, like under $20. Can't you?
That was like a launch title or almost.
It was like one of the first games that I went out and bought after the Wii came out. So yeah, it was 2006. Yeah,
that's kind of what SNK Playmore is releasing now. Is just a whole bunch of old compilations, right?
I was just about to say I want to give honorable mentions to the SNK collection compilations.
Yeah,
that's also very good.
Yeah.
Did you guys pre-order the Mario All-Stars one?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah. I'm disappointed that Mario World's not on it. It's disappointing that they didn't really update the graphics. From my understanding, at least, am I mistaken? Or it's the same
No, they didn't upgrade it. Yeah,
Right,
I mean, my Japanese versions are the same thing. So I'll probably rebuy the US one. I'll keep that sealed because supposedly it's going to be pretty limited.
Here's kind of the bullshit too. Is the 25th anniversary Wii, the red one just came out in the States. The one in Japan has a built-in Super Mario Brothers game in it, right? But they changed the blocks instead of question marks. It says 25th anniversary, right. And there's like coins pop out. And it's like an exclusive, but they didn't do that.
It's freaking awesome.
Yeah,
why don't we have that?
They don't have that here in North America. How lame is that? And I think somewhere in like Europe they got Donkey Kong, which is weird, right? So Donkey Kong's built into like a Mario game or the Wii, but we didn't get any built-in games for North America for that.
So sorry. This the Super Mario collection, is this just the same one that came out on the Super Nintendo years ago?
Right, same one.
But it also
didn't do anything else.
It also has a soundtrack with.
Yeah, it has soundtrack, and I think it was the Japanese one that had like a DVD that came with it, right?
It's just the sound. It's just the soundtrack and then the book. It's going to be the same for the US. They're just going to translate it.
Yeah, and it only costs $30 total. So
yeah, that's not bad.
It's a pretty good price.
But they could have thrown in like so many like Super Mario World. They could have done like Yoshi's Island.
Yeah, I would have liked Super Mario World on there.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: if they were to throw in Super Mario World and then jack the price to say what a retail game is, $50, would you buy it then?
Yes. Well, if they would have updated the graphics, like if they'd have made like
What if they didn't?
like no.
See, that's the thing.
So like the new Super Mario Brothers now on the Wii, you can play multiplayer online, do
You're right.
co-op. If they could do that in the old school games, I would totally pay $50 for that. Because that's really fun, right? I mean, right?
No, I agree.
But-
I agree. They're pricing it as a budget title, and they're not doing any work to it. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
I mean, it is what it is.
Speaking of updated graphics, did you see the guy? I think he just released a ROM with all the old Mario levels in like Super Mario World style.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. I think he just released it a couple days ago.
Oh, you don't mean Super Mario World? You mean New Super Mario Brothers DS, right?
Well, it was. I think he called it New Super Mario Brothers 3.
Oh,
And he
really?
made-
Unless I'm thinking of a different one.
Is it like a Flash
It's
game?
just no, it's not a Flash game. He actually made a ROM and just took the original levels, and it's the same levels from the old games, and he updated the graphics. I'll have to try and see if I can find the link for you.
Somebody recently took the engine of New Super Mario Brothers DS and they recreated Super Mario. It wasn't 1, 2, and 3. So you know what? You're right, because this guy only did 3. So someone else must have did another project.
Well, he labeled his New Super Mario Brothers 3, but he also had a ton of levels that he created. They're kind of like those Kaizo Mario levels where they're real challenging. There were a whole ton of them.
That sounds interesting.
Nice.
That's cool. A lot of people hack a whole bunch of ROMs. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's one good thing about ROMs is you can get a whole bunch of homebrews.
Yeah.
Wasn't there a Link to the Past? Sorry, a Link to the Past. A Zelda 1 that was redone with a Link to the Past graphics. Am I right about that? Did you guys?
Yeah, I saw a link of that recently. I don't know exactly what it was.
I'd love to try that out. That'd be cool.
It did look great.
Oh, I'll definitely have to go have a look again. Yeah, somebody told me about that. I'm like, wow, I'll have to check that out one time.
Did you see the footage of it?
No.
Oh, I just got it. Someone just this past week sent me a link. It might have been my cousin, but it looked incredible.
Hey, if you do come across that link and I forget, which my brain usually does these days, but if you could mind passing it on my way, I'd love to see that.
So you got
I'll
a link?
look.
I'm sorry.
I'll look for it. Go ahead.
Didn't mean to interrupt you, man. Sorry about that. But you're telling me you got a link for the link?
Oh, and Jason's held back on the button.
There you go.
Freaking button sticking. God damn it.
I heard the beginning of it and I was like, oh, it didn't come out.
I had to throw it in there, man. Had to throw it in there.
You saw me switching soundboards. That's what you saw.
I saw it. Yeah. It's hilarious. Good stuff. So I think that we all covered the question very well. No?
Nice.
All right. On to the forums, which I do want to remind our listeners to always post questions on our forums. You can go to Pete's Game Room forum, and there's a whole laundry list of questions, and we plan on answering many of those coming up in the future. But now on to a special segment called Love Talk with Johnny Millennium.
Oh my God.
I can't say this a lot.
Somebody actually asked a question?
Yes, they did. Now, Johnny, this is for you and only you. Which video game OST would you recommend for a romantic evening with your girlfriend?
Ooh. Who asked this question, first of all?
This is by Pestro.
Pestro, this is on the forums, eh?
This is on the forums.
What soundtrack OST would you play when you're with your girlfriend and you want to get your girlfriend in the mood? Is that what it's asking about?
Yeah.
Well, obviously it'd be the Easebook soundtrack, right? You just play that away and then, things will take their course. That's pretty easy. Or, well, isn't that what you guys use? Doesn't that work for you, Pete? When you're with a woman, don't you just put the Easebook soundtrack on?
I don't think so.
It doesn't work, eh?
I do Final Fantasy.
Yeah, you put the Final Fantasy battle music on and everything's good to go. You're fine after that. The music just does it all for you. You just sit back and enjoy the advances at that point. It's pretty easy. Did we lose somebody?
I think we lost Stinky.
He's probably offended. His He's like, enough of this love questions. I'm out of here. Do not believe in love.
So ease is what you recommend, Johnny. Is that correct?
I'm recommending ease for anybody out there. You're on a date and you have an uncomfortable silence. Definitely just put on that music. It'll just break that uncomfortable silence, and it'll be a smooth night of love sensations.
Ooh. The song that comes to mind is the track that plays in at least E's book. When I played it on the virtual console, the first boss that you encounter.
Yeah, that music is great for a first date. So, if anybody out there is unsure, put in the E's Books 1 and 2 soundtrack, and a perfect date will be happening.
And that concludes our Get Love talk. So don't forget to ask more love talk questions on the forums.
And also a bottle of wine helps as well. Actually, make that 3 bottles of wine.
Bottles of wine and some roofies.
Yeah.
No, I'm just,
some pills.
Just playing. Just playing. All right. Good. So, Dinky Dana, we lost you for a sec. You back?
Yeah.
We weren't sure if we offended you or not.
We thought you might be against love, so that's why.
No, I was actually looking up that Super Mario trailer.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, really? Does it look good?
Yeah, am I able to send a link around to one of you? Yeah.
Possibly.
Here,
no, we won't accept your links. Keep your links to yourself.
Yeah, mine says the call host is using an old version of Skype that can't combine calls, and I am.
That's probably Jason.
It's a Mac PC thing. You're on PC?
Yeah.
Here we go.
Yeah, we got it, though. We're playing it.
This also takes us into another section of the show where we talk about games we've been playing recently.
Oh, yeah. Gosh.
Yeah, that's the end segment of our show. The whale would be offended. He's just sitting here going, when are you guys going to be talking about? Yeah.
But I do want to add, though, we do plan on asking more forum questions, possibly, definitely in future episodes. So we might have some episodes just dedicated to asking questions. So please, guys, continue posting those. So we will get to them, right?
Yes.
Very true.
And so for games we've been playing recently, why don't we start with Dana? What games have you been playing recently? Dana! What's going on? Oh, man, we lost him.
We lost him.
Oh, we lost him again. Hold on, call him back.
Dana!
Hey, Fat Kelly, are you really fat?
Dude, this game, I'm looking at the trailer of this game right now. This game looks epic, dude.
Yeah.
It looks like...
Man, connection's sucking or something.
Hey, Fat Kelly. Is your ass pretty fat?
So, Dana, what games have you been playing recently?
The main one I've been playing is Fallout New Vegas. I really enjoyed Fallout 3, and I picked up this one, and I actually like it a little bit more than Fallout 3. I feel like as I'm playing, I feel more a part of the world, and interacting with the characters seems a lot more accurate to how it would actually be. I mentioned in one of my videos, when I'm playing through and you help one faction, you're usually attacking another one. So as you're playing through, you're making friends and enemies out of the different factions in the game. And I really like that aspect of it. And this one seems a little bit darker than Fallout 3.
What about some glitches in that? They haven't bothered you? Sorry, I've just been hearing about that.
Yeah, a lot of people have been asking me about that, and I've seen really small glitches. Like, there have been times when I'll go up to, lockpick a door or something, and I'll have to back out a couple times before it'll work. But I haven't run into any, game-ending glitches. I've been hearing people having a lot of problems with that, and I haven't run into anything that's really caused me a problem.
Nice. That's good to know.
And then I was also playing Scott Pilgrim. I played that a little while ago. I had a lot of fun with that. It's
I need
co-op.
to get that game too.
Oh, it is so much fun. You can play with up to 4 people, and it's just awesome. I really enjoyed that.
I'm gonna get it tonight. Grab it finally.
And then I was playing Halo Reach for a little while, but kind of got off of that.
Nice,
sweet.
So,
how about you guys?
Well, I've been playing a lot with the EverDrive, which is a kind of a cartridge you can load a whole bunch of ROMs on for the Genesis. So I've been pretty busy with that. I've been playing a lot of the Streets of Rage games. Can go through that.
Sorry, John. I saw your review on that. That was awesome.
Oh, thanks, bro.
Yeah, that's really good.
It's a really cool.
I had no idea about it until you made that video. So
it's a really neat cartridge for sure. And most obviously the games I own are all uploaded there, and just more convenient factors. But I've been playing some columns, some classic Sonic
I
1.
hate that game.
Oh, you hate columns?
You actually like columns? Oh,
I like columns.
oh God, it was on. What the hell was it on? Sonic's Ultimate Gens. Sonic's Genesis collection.
Yeah.
I tried playing that. I have it on Genesis too. I cannot stand it. Oh,
Oh,
I had to go through Golden Axe 1 through 3, like start to finish, and those are always great.
Oh yeah.
Great games. So that's been keeping me pretty busy. Other than that, I've been playing a lot of the new NBA Jam still, trying to beat all 30 teams, whatever. And then a little bit of GoldenEye as well. I've been out of town for work, so kind of away from the home there. But yeah, GoldenEye as well, which is a fun one for the Wii. So, Jason, how about you, buddy? What have you been playing?
Actually, quite a bit. I've been doing a lot of GoldenEye recently. I just recently got a Commodore 64, and John was
nice.
kind enough to let me borrow a few games. I'm playing some Dig Dug there. What a fun console. What a fun time.
Tell me about the box and what's on the box.
Okay. Yeah, interesting. Went to Bookman's. I was getting some games, and this guy, he walked in, he had a whole a grocery cart full of stuff. I noticed he had like 3 2600s. He had a whole cart full of games. And then I saw he had some old computers, and then I saw a Commodore 64 in box. And I was like, oh, wow, that's pretty sweet. And so I just continued on browsing, whatever. And then when I was leaving, he was walking out at the same time with his cart, and he had majority of that stuff still with him. I'm like, dude, what's going on? Did they not take any of that? And he's like, they didn't take it. I'm like, wow, that's nuts. He's like, are you interested? And I'm like, well, yeah. What's up with that Commodore, Oh. And he's like, oh, I don't know. I was trying to get what did he tell me? He said, I want to get 150 for everything. Okay, that's cool, whatever. I'm like, well, the Commodore I'm just interested in, because to tell you the truth, everything else looked in pretty poor shape. So anyway, he was like, oh, how about 80 just for the Commodore? And I'm like, oh, no way overpriced. I ended up talking him down to $30. Because I was like, you know how it is. Like, I was walking away.
It's like going to Mexico. You just say, hey, no.
Yeah, no. I was like walking away with my ear turned around, listening. Like, is he going to yell at me? So anyway, but he did. He's like, oh, hold on. So I talked him to 30. It's a Commodore 64C in box, and it has the original receipt taped to the top.
Nice.
I think I looked at it. It says 1987. And a retail of $199.95.
Wow.
I love when there are old receipts with this stuff.
Yep.
Just thinking that's been there since they bought it for that price.
Yeah, and it's some random store back east that I've never heard of, but...
Did you get the, is it the white box? Or
yeah, it's the white box.
The blue one.
Retailed back then in 1987 for $196.67.
Nice, there it is. It's the white box, Dana.
Yeah.
It has the
I
original
like the Commodore 64.
It has all the original documentation, manuals, pamphlets, everything still factory sealed in the box. Has styrofoam, has everything.
Yeah, I just got one like that. I paid $40 for it off of Craigslist. But this guy too, he had it completely like it was brand new. Nothing was touched at all.
That's beautiful. Yeah, mine's definitely used.
It's such a wonderful vintage computer. Like the one I own is the version 2. It's a version 1 where the dark tan kind of fatter version of it. Mm-hmm. And that was like my grandfather's growing up. So like I have that, and I still look at it and play it, and like it just throws me back to going to my grandparents' place and playing it. You got to get the floppy disk drive, Jason. Definitely, when you get a chance. And the monitors are awesome. I know, Pete. I think
they're expensive.
Pete, don't you have a Commodore 64 monitor somewhere in your game room?
Yeah, I got 2.
They're expensive.
The one I have, there's something wrong with the video on it. Like there's some kind of color distortion, and then I have the 1084S, which is a great monitor. However, I'm having like problems with it now with the video where like I'll turn the monitor on and there's just like a white line across the screen. It doesn't have anything to do with adjusting like the vertical sync or whatever the hell it is on there. It's just a problem where sometimes I'll turn it on and it'll work fine, and other times I'll turn it on and there's like a white line through the picture and I can't get the picture to come on. Kind of mad because it's a great monitor and it wasn't cheap, especially get it shipped over here.
Yeah, it's heavy.
But it's excellent for like Super Nintendo and Genesis.
Oh, I'm sure
much
the games
better than an
look
LCD.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah, because this is before high def. This is the closest thing you get. I mean, it's pretty good quality.
They're designed to be on that resolution.
Yeah.
And then I guess the only other 2 titles I've been playing recently, I've been playing Super Empire Strikes Back for Super Nintendo.
Nice, great game.
Yeah, what a fun game that is.
Yeah.
And then also Maximum Force for PlayStation 1.
Maximum Force.
Yeah, it's a rail
Atari,
shooter. Yep.
Atari, kind of like the sequel to Area 51. Not really necessarily a sequel, but the follow-up game to Area 51. live
Oh, neat.
action. First, it's a shooter.
Classic arcade shooter.
I have it on a Saturn, dude.
Oh, do you?
Yeah.
Oh, do you have the light guns too?
No, I don't have a light gun.
Okay, well, we're gonna have to fix that and play.
Go over to Bookman's and get
Yeah,
one.
we'll do it. So those are the only things I've been doing this week. How about you, Mr. P. Door?
Let's see. Well, I got Sonic Colors on the Wii and the DS. I was streaming those actually a little bit on Justin TV. I'm impressed. I really enjoy it so far. Starting with the Wii version, it's definitely probably the best Sonic game to come out since Sonic Adventure. I like it more than Sonic 4. It's got a great feel to it. My only problem with it is the 2D segments with the platforming takes some getting used to. It's a little bit floaty. But man, it's unbelievable visuals for a Wii game. This has to be one of the best looking Wii games I've seen, just after maybe Super Mario Galaxy 2 and stuff in terms of visuals. Great game though. I'm enjoying it. You know, it's a mix of side-scrolling 2D and behind 3D action, really fast-paced stuff. The controls actually, when you're running really fast, are much more precise than I thought they would originally be. So it's a lot easier to control. Great game. Also, the DS version, I got a chance to play a little bit of that. It's very similar to the Sonic Rush games. So if you played Sonic Rush on DS before, you've played Sonic Colors on DS. It's very similar. They just throw in the Wisp power-up so you can use the drill and all that stuff on this. So it's from the same developers, so it feels very, very similar. Also, obviously, I played the Vectrex. I decided to do a live stream of that, and because I got some new games in the mail. So I started streaming, and I decided that I was just going to play through every Vectrex game that I own. So that was, well, let me read them off here real fast. I streamed it for like 3 hours, and it was really fun. I played Cosmic Chasm, Solar Quest, Ripoff, Web Wars, Clean Sweep, The Fortress of Narzad, Spike, Starhawk, Armor Attack, Scramble, Hyper Chase, Berserk, Blitz, and what the hell was the last one I don't have a box for? Star Trek. How could I forget? That game is awesome, by the way. The Star Trek on Vectrex. Oh man,
I like how you have the overlays. I was able to join that stream.
Yeah, I have all the overlays for them. It's not the same without the overlays. It's not.
Yeah, speaking of the Vectrex, I know Pete, you saw it just recently. I think it was 2 or 3 weeks ago. I was up at the flea market.
Yeah,
and
awesome
this
deal.
guy just had a Vectrex sitting out on the ground with 7 games, and I got it for $5.
Oh,
Really?
So I came back, yeah. And I tested it out. I put up a video of it, and it works well. The controller has a little bit where it doesn't, it like auto centers on the 2 directions, but for $5, I just couldn't believe it.
That's an excellent deal, especially because the Vectrex on eBay will run you at least, if you get lucky, at least like $70.
Yeah. And each of the games are probably going for 20 or so. I don't have any overlays though. I'm looking
Trust
to get
me,
some of those.
get some overlays. It makes a huge difference. Even if it's just like a plain blue overlay, I'm telling you, it just adds something. I'm kind of, yeah. Go ahead.
The thing I was so surprised when I brought it home, because I'd seen videos of it, but I'd never seen one in real life. I saw a little bit out at the Classic Gaming Expo, but when you see it in a video, I mean, you can't even explain the clarity of it. It just looks so much better in person.
Every time I play it,
hard to explain.
Yep. Every time I play it, like if I make a video or I was streaming it, I'm like, I can't tell you guys. Like I watch the videos back, and it's like it doesn't look the same as it does in real life. Like you said, the lines are just so crisp, and it's hard to explain. Like you said, you have to see it in real life to appreciate it more.
The other thing is there's nothing else really like it that I've seen. Like the vector graphics, it's just completely unique.
Yeah, I can't believe you got $5 for that. That's unbelievable. But
I know in the week before that, I got an Atari 2600 Heavy Sixer for $20.
Oh, dude, I wanted to mention too, Dana. I watched quite a few of your videos recently, and that is totally awesome that you went and broke down and explained the differences and all that too. Not to change the subject or anything, but you're finding a ton. You just got a grip of boxed NES games at flea markets. You're having good luck at the flea markets, right?
Oh, I can't even believe it, because in my most recent one, I showed a video, and everyone always says that their flea markets don't have a ton of stuff. So this video, I went out, and I've showed the flea market before, but this one I showed an overview where I stood up kind of on a hill so you can see it. And it's just a bunch of cars, or you see the parking lot, and then they have booths set up. And it's kind of dying down now because the weather's getting colder. It is a year-round flea market, but when it gets cold, not many vendors are up there. And I've been going up there. I got the Atari Heavy Sixer for $20, and that on eBay is about $150.
That's crazy, dude.
Insane deal.
The Vectrex I got for $5, and that's something I wanted for a long time, but I didn't want to pay the money on eBay.
You might as well just stole that thing. You might as well just stole it.
That's what I was thinking, because I went up and my brother said, I was up there with him, and he said he could just see the excitement on my face right then. And
the clouds parted and the sun beamed down on Dana.
Yeah, and I was sitting there and I asked the guy, I said, how much do you want for this? And there were two of them. And the guy that I talked to said, hold on a second, I got to check. It's the other guys. And I had to stand there and wait for about 3 to 5 minutes.
Like safeguarding that thing.
Yeah, I was thinking, my brother said he saw this guy come over and look around in that area, and he could tell I was like, don't even touch that Vectrex, because it was just sitting on the ground in gravel. The guy had no idea what it was.
Oh, geez.
And I was willing to spend probably $40 or $50, and I didn't have to talk him down or anything. He just came up with $5 for all the games.
What a nut job that guy was.
For $5, I'd be like,
oh, I'll give you 3.
I know, right? And then the video that you were talking about, I went up, and the first part, I got 3 separate things off of the guy that I bought those NES boxes off. And the first thing, I went up and I got a Mr. Backup Z64.
Oh, yeah.
And I did a review of that, which is basically you can put ROMs for games or back up your N64 games onto a zip disk. And it's not all that useful now, but he said, I was talking to the guy, he got it back when the system was actually out, right when it got released. And he said they just go into Blockbuster and just rent 20 games and come home, back them all up, and then return them right away. And that was a dream when I was young. That's always what I wanted to do. And I think this thing cost $300 back then.
Yeah,
and he sold it to me for $10. And even now, it goes for at least $100. And then the next week I went up and I talked to that same guy, and he had all kinds of Atari games. And generally, when I'm up at the flea markets, tons of people have Atari games, and they're like 99 cents. And you see the same ones over and over, so it's not even worth looking at a lot of them. But I went up and I was looking through them, and he said, I have all the boxes and manuals for this. So I asked him to see them. And this guy had bought them from the store when they first came out. And I don't know why he did it, but when he stored them, he had the games separate, and he folded all the boxes flat and kept them packed away. So they're in practically brand new shape. Wow. And he sold me 40 complete Atari games for $40.
Jeez.
Wow.
So $1 a piece on those. And then I went back up the next week, and he had Nintendo games, and he had already sold all the Nintendo cartridges. But he had the boxes and manuals. So he sold me all the boxes and manuals for, I think it was 20 or 25 games for $0.25 a piece. So yeah, I'm going up and
God
let
damn
it go. Do it. That's how I felt when I go up there. But I go every time, and that's the thing about flea markets and thrift stores. You have no idea what you could find.
So true.
Yeah.
Well,
People always ask me. I'm sure, Pete, you probably get this a lot too, because I'll do a games I bought recently video, and I'll have sometimes 50 games or more. And people always ask, why do you buy all those games? Because you obviously can't finish them all. I can't play all those games in 1 month. Like, the thing is, normal people, they'll take $60 and they'll say they're going to go get some games, and they'll go up to Best Buy or Walmart or something, and they come home with 1 game. But when you're going to flea markets and thrift stores, I'll go up with, I went up with $40 that one time and come home with 40 complete Atari games. So when you get stuff that cheap, if I pay $60 for 1 game, it better be good, and I better know that I'm going to get $60 worth.
Yeah.
But when you're going to a flea, what's that?
I was going to say, people just see a stack of games and they assume that you paid like $1,000 for everything. It's like, no. You're strategic about it, yeah. Like, I do a lot of shopping on eBay, so.
Yeah, and the same thing, because you can get big lots of things on eBay, and even if you already have them, I get a lot of duplicates. So, like, if I go up to a flea market and see a box of, like, a Nintendo system and, like, 30 games, it's cheaper to just take the whole box than to pick out 10 games, because of how people, you know, if you try and split them up, they try and get different prices for it. And, I mean, I get stuff for so cheap, I'll get games for $1 or $2. So when I come home from work or something and I think, oh, I want to play a game, it's nice to have that huge selection to just pick whatever I want, you know?
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, sometimes I feel bad because I go out and get all these games and I can't play them all at once, you know, that month. But
It's better that you get them and then some reseller fucking comes in there, buys them, and then tries to resell them all on eBay and shit for like 20 times the value.
Definitely.
yeah, and I've noticed there are a lot more of them going to the flea markets. You know, the people will tell me that they see those people coming by and they're buying up just huge lots of games. And
Oh, I guarantee you they would have bought a Mr. Backup and a Vectrex and sold it. Guaranteed.
yeah,
Especially
and for me,
at that
I mean,
price.
that's the stuff that I mean, I actually see all that stuff, and a lot of these systems I missed when I was growing up. So, I mean, well, the Vectrex, obviously, that came out the year I was born. You know, not going to play that back then. But I mean, I even went into a thrift store and I found Chrono Trigger for $3.
Oh my God.
Jeez.
You know, and it's mainly just people always write me messages and they say, I go to the flea markets and never see anything. And it's just these type of places you have to keep going back to.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the one thrift store I go to, just it's kind of over by my brother's house. So every time I go to his place, I stop in. And if you don't buy something, the moment you see it, it won't be there the next day.
Mm-hmm.
Some of these flea markets and thrift stores, you have to get there really early, and you have to, you know, you can't wait on stuff.
Every day is a new experience for sure.
Yeah, and that's one of the main reasons that I've been getting so many games collecting is you go out and you never know what you're going to get. And I've been finding so many things, and I come back and do a games I bought recently video, and there will be stacks of games. But I'd only spend like $100 or something.
That pretty much says it all. A little all gen gamers fun tip. Everyone go to flea markets, buy these up, help us preserve these games.
Yeah, definitely.
So Pete, I think you were talking about games you were playing recently, but sorry, we kind of wrapped you up there, buddy.
I only have like, what else? Oh, I bought sort of like an impulse buy kind of because I watched some videos of it and I was like, that looks like a hell of a lot of fun. I bought Assassin's Creed Brotherhood for Xbox 360. Mainly here's the thing, I've never played Assassin's Creed 1 or 2, so I tried the story first in Brotherhood. Completely lost. I don't know what the hell's going on. So I'm like, okay, screw the single player for now. I just basically got past the tutorial part. And I tried online, and online is freaking awesome. Like, it's such an awesome change of pace from like every other online game I've ever played. Because the basic concept is you go online, and you're basically in a section of a town, or a big city actually, in Rome. And there's a whole bunch of NPCs walking all over the place. You know, they're interacting, they're talking to one another, they're sitting on benches, blah, blah, blah. And all the NPCs in the level have the same skin. So there's a lot of like repeat NPCs that you'll see around, but that plays into the gameplay. Every NPC that's in the city, you can also select as the person that you play as. So the one game mode, Wanted, I believe it's called, you can have up to 8 players. And the objective is it'll give you a set person that you have to assassinate, and that's a real person, you know, playing in that world. And other people will be trying to assassinate you as well. So you have to try and blend into the crowd of NPCs and try and sneak up on someone and assassinate them. And at the same time, avoid the people that are trying to assassinate you. So here's a good example. The character I was playing as was sort of like a jester kind of guy. He was the doctor with like a long nose. So to blend in, because it warns you sometimes when your assassinator guy is coming, you know, he's coming trying to kill you. It'll warn you if he's in the area. So I found a group of NPCs where there were 4 of the same character that I was using. So I blended in with them. So there were 5 of me walking in this group. And
This is
this
great.
guy basically had to pick and choose like randomly, okay, which of these guys is the real person. So
Now-
if they kill the wrong one, it'll reset their mark. It'll be like, you killed the wrong person. Okay, here's a different person to try and assassinate. It's so freaking awesome. And they have perks like Call of Duty and stuff. So I haven't unlocked them all, but one of them that you start off with is like a camouflage kind of like thing. So you can change the NPC that you look like. So if you know someone's after you and you turn a corner, you can disguise yourself as a different character. So they'll turn the corner and they'll see the character that they're supposed to assassinate, but it's really the NPC, and you're standing there disguised as a different character. So they'll kill the wrong person.
I love that.
It's
Yeah,
awesome.
that sounds really interesting.
That sounds great.
To kind of keep things in order, like you're not just randomly running around trying to kill people, they have a radar it'll give you the general direction that you're supposed to head in, that your assassin, the person you're supposed to assassinate is in. And as you get close to them, it'll basically say, okay, they're in this general area right now. And you have to figure out, you can't run. They don't encourage running, because if you run, it'll mark you. It'll be like, it'll tell your guy, your assassinator, okay, they're running away, go chase them. And you can run away, and you can hide them, you can lose them, and you have to hide, and a timer kind of ticks down. What else? They have team-based gameplay, so you can kind of have 4 versus 4, where you play as 4 assassinators trying to kill the other 4 guys that are blending in, and you get team bonuses the longer that you survive, and it switches it up. Really cool and refreshing. A month from now, it probably won't be as fun as it is, but for now, like playing it right now, it's freaking awesome.
See, I was curious about the online because I haven't been huge into the series. I bought the second one, and it like everyone says, it gets repetitive, and I kind of lost interest in it. But how much play do you think you'll get out of the online? Do you think just a
Not
month
too long.
and you'll be done for sure?
A month and I'll be done
Yeah.
for sure, unless they release some new gameplay modes, because it's a little bit limited. It's gonna get old, once people
Yeah.
start learning the ropes and like know how to play exactly, and it's like really hard to blend in now and again. But for now, it's fun. I think it'll last me a month tops, and then I'll probably move on to something else. But like I said, it's so fresh and so unique. Just the fun of like, okay, there's an NPC sitting on the bench that's the same skin as me. Let me go sit next to them and pretend I'm an NPC. And then, they have to try and decide which one to kill. And just the whole perk thing where you can unlock smoke bombs, and you can unlock like a hidden gun that you can shoot with, and all these different things that kind of keep it fresh and unique. It's fun. I'd recommend it just for the online.
Yeah,
Excellent.
it sounds nice that it's more focused on deception rather than just pushing in like a lot of the other online games that I'm seeing.
Yeah, it encourages. Oh, and the way it scores you, because if it scored you just based on kills, that wouldn't be fair, because people would just go running around, killing you real fast. It awards you on how cool and stealthy your kills were. So if you kill somebody like from hiding in a hay bush or something, you wait for them to pass by and you kill them, you'll get like a lot more points than you would just from running up on someone and hitting them. And if you jump down from up top of a building, you'll get more points. And if you flank somebody, so it has this huge scoring system where all these different variables and how you got the kill, and they'll rank your kill and you get points that way. And that's how you finish first and stuff.
Yeah, we got someone else here who's interested in the game, and I think they have a few questions about it too. You want? Go ahead and come on over. Come on, you're fine. Here, let me get him in here. Yeah, go ahead.
I almost thought there was somebody over there who had the question.
All right, Johnny, moving on.
But Johnny, you didn't see that one coming?
Well, no, because Whale is with me, so he's faking that.
Oh, it's an
Yeah,
imposter.
well, the Whale can't be at your house asking questions.
Dude, he's cheating on you, Johnny.
I know, yeah. I'm sitting here molesting.
Oh God, get out, Whale, get out!
All right, Johnny, speaking of which, what are you playing lately, Johnny?
It's funny. Absolutely nothing. I have had no chance at all. Just been really busy with the show and
Playing with a whale.
as you guys know, just doing the t-shirts and doing a lot of organization for that. And I'm moving forward for the show. Moving into the end of December. The entire month of December, and then moving on to the new year. I'm just kind of planning up where I'm kind of going with the show. I got like 6 episodes going at once, and people are like, well, just release one. Why are you doing 6 at a time? Some of these need to be planned out way ahead of time. So that's kind of where I've been at, and I've been working a lot, so not a lot of
You
time.
should plug your t-shirts real quick, man.
I never want to be the plugger guy and buy my shirts. But yeah, no, I did a little deal with splitreason.com, and we're selling shirts right now for the Happy Console Gamer show. So definitely go check out my video on Happy Console Gamer on YouTube. The video is called Finally. It's only going to be up for another week and a half. They're taking orders right now, and they're going to fulfill those orders after a week and a half's time. So it's only a limited time to get a shirt.
Limited edition collector's edition.
We should
a limited edition collector's edition.
There you go. We should make an all Gen Gamers shirt one day.
Yeah, I think
People
it's a great
have asked
idea.
about that.
Yeah.
How about this? If you guys want an All Gen Gamers T-shirt, we'll make a topic on the forum. How about this? And we'll make a poll. If you buy a shirt, you can vote, or just email us. Whatever way you want to get in contact with us. Let us know. If there's enough demand, we'll think about making some.
Yeah, well, if there's the demand, and a lot of people had asked me about shirts, and I mentioned a long time ago on the show about the shirts, and so people there was a bit of interest generated a long time ago about it. So when I went to launch shirts, there was enough people to buy them to make it worthwhile for Split Reason to make them and all that. So definitely another plug for splitreason.com. Really great company. They're in town in Vancouver here. All they do is video game t-shirts and merchandise. They're not a Cafe Express by any means. They're actually all original designs. They do a lot of stuff for Zero Punctuation and some other great shows online. Definitely check them out. Really good stuff. So definitely grab a shirt. They're only up for another week and a half. And then it is done. And the reason why I'm doing it that way is that people who wanted a shirt, I'm giving it to them, and I'm never releasing that version of the shirt again. So it's kind of a cool thing for anybody who supported the show. They get that shirt, and I'll never release it again. I won't be like, no, in the future I'm going to release it again. No, never again.
That's cool.
That shirt's a done deal.
Definitely cool. So everyone go check them out for sure. Go get one.
For sure.
Yep.
Thank you anybody for who has bought a shirt. And it's over the 100 mark now. So that was only in the first 2 days. So thank you, everybody. It's funny. People are like, oh, wow. I just wanted them to know for people who do buy a shirt, where the money goes, It's not going into my beer fund. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this, I think I mentioned in the show that I had a microphone burnout. I know Jason knows about that because he was trying to fix some audio for me about a month ago for a video I did. And the microphone went. That microphone was a $400 microphone. And people don't realize the expense of some of these shows. Never mind all the tapes. Every episode I've done, I've got 100 tapes just for all the episodes. I don't reuse tapes. I like to keep the tapes, but that's just me.
And plus your whale.
Sorry, what was that?
Johnny, plus you got to take care of your whale. The whale, it's got a lot of...
Well, the whale, it's a huge tank. Right, and it needs a lot of fresh water, and I need that water brought over
salt
from
water.
the ocean.
Is the ocean salt water?
Yeah.
A lot of kelp and carp. There's all kinds of shit you got to buy for the whale.
We have a long pipe that goes from the ocean right into my apartment to the whale thing, and
partial to the official salt water.
Down in your back cave.
He gets pissed off, so he really wants shirt sales to be extra good this year.
Dude, I have a design for a shirt. We should say all join gamers and then have it just a whale.
All whale gamers.
All whale gamers.
Those cards? Those like
whale it out.
Those like birthday cards you open up and they play a song.
Yeah,
we need to have like a button on the shirt that plays that sound effect.
There you go. Or just like whaling it out with all gen gamers and just have a
no. Have a whale of a good time.
Whale of a good. Oh, I like that. Whale of a good time. That's epic right there. We should whale of a good time.
Then when we write our book, The Whale and Me.
A whale and me. No, a whale story looking back.
It's like the sequel to Moby Dick or something like that.
Oh, jeez. None of these porn stories. Come on. What's going on there?
Where's the jump?
So, I guess that's. I haven't been playing anything. God damn it! I'm gonna try to change that around. Yeah. Not the busy weekend though. I need a weekend where I'm not doing anything, where I can just play games. That would be great. It's just not happening.
Cool. Let's wrap it up.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, excellent. That concludes episode 17 of All Gen Gamers.
Got by fast.
It did.
Wait, do we do you, Jason?
Oh, you do me all the time.
Did we? I forget.
Yeah,
you all did me.
We all did them at the same time.
It was great.
Yeah.
Okay. It was intense.
So again, keep those forum questions coming in. Pete'sGameRoomForum.com in the All Gen Gamers section. Continue to send in the audio questions. Contact at allgengamers.com. If it's not an MP3 format, I charge a $5 conversion fee. No big deal.
And sorry, Jason, I have to cut in. And love questions for Johnny Millennium.
Oh,
I will
love talk questions.
Any questions about your love life or any problems in your love life, I am here to help. So always send a question. I have the answers. I do. I actually thought that was you making that sound, Jason, at first. I didn't realize the playback sound.
And Dinky Dana, thank you so much for joining us on today's podcast. It was great fun having you here.
Dana, thanks for being on.
Thanks for having me on.
Thanks for being here at the carnival.
Just so you know, guys, Dinky Dana holds a record in a game. Dinky Dana, you want to explain kind of what that record might be?
Yeah, I actually 2 or 3 months ago, I got the world record for Contra in points.
That's something to be proud of, man. That's awesome.
Yeah, on the Nintendo. So had to
use the Konami code.
Nah, you can't use any codes. You start with 3 lives, and you have to accumulate 6.5 million points. And so basically, I had to beat the game 9 times in a row without using any continues.
Holy moly!
That's impressive.
Incredible.
Yeah, that totally
and
is.
The funny thing is, as I was playing, like I've played that game a ton when I was young with my brother, and when I originally saw a video on YouTube by Jughead82, and he just had a challenge to see how far you can make it in Contra with 3 lives, and I decided to do a video, and the first time through, I completed the game. So then I wanted to go through. I think I died once, and it was a stupid death. So I wanted to go through and not die at all. And I had actually gone on Twin Galaxies after watching King of Kong. So I think it was the second time that I played through. I completed it without dying at all, and I decided to go for the world record. And as you're playing through Contra, every time you complete it, your score carries over to the next playthrough. A couple other games on the Nintendo do that, like Jackal. It has the same exact cap for the score. And I started playing through, and you get extra lives every, I think, 25,000 points. So I played through the first 3 or 4 times, and I didn't realize, but after the 4th playthrough, they don't give you any more extra lives at all for the rest of the time. So basically, you have to stock up lives in the beginning, and then after that 4th playthrough, you don't get any more. So I think I had, the first time I did it, I think I had 15 or something, and I ended up not being able to make it the whole way through. So the second time I tried, and I knew I had to stock up more lives, and I ended up beating the game the 9 times through and still had 18 lives left over.
Wow.
So I think I died 13 times. And the other thing is, after you're playing through, each time it gets more difficult. They put more enemies on the screen. And I wish I still had a copy of the gameplay. When I recorded it through my computer, it didn't have the audio, but the VHS tape that I had to send into Twin Galaxies did. I've never seen a Nintendo lag out this much. There were sometimes 30 or 40 enemies on the screen at once, and it would just be lagging out so bad. And I mean, I've never seen anything like it on the Nintendo. But and it's kind of funny too, because I contacted Walter Day. I emailed him and I asked if I could get, they sent me a certificate with my name and, saying I got the world record on the date. And I sent him an email asking if I could have one that said Dinky Dana on it so I could show it in my videos. And I offered to pay for it, and he said he'd just send out a second one for free.
Wow.
So I have 2 certificates, one with my real name and then one with Dinky Dana. And the other thing too, if you go onto Twin Galaxies and look up Contra, for the points, they have me on there as Dinky Dana.
Nice.
So it's pretty funny that they put me on the site for that.
That's nice.
And
congratulations. That's a
Yeah,
hell of an
for sure.
accomplishment.
Yeah,
That's
it's very
amazing.
impressive, man.
yeah,
Awesome.
thanks.
So
The other one I was thinking about possibly trying is on Zelda. I don't know if you've ever heard of the Extreme Zelda Challenge.
No.
I haven't.
It's another one. I think only 2 or 3 people have done it. You have to play through the original Zelda, and you can't use any sword, and you can't use a lot of the other items like the the red candle you can't use, and you have to make it to Ganon without using your weapons.
Wow.
You can only use bombs and stuff like that. So
Oh, God.
if I had time, I'd be able to try for that one.
I have enough
but-
trouble getting to Ganon as it is. I'll never be able to do that.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, there are only a few games.
Sorry, I was just because I know Jason is a big fan of Contra, and we talked in an episode how that was one of his favorite games when he was a kid.
Yeah, I saw your review for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good.
Excellent. Cool.
But that was blow you away, Jason, eh?
Yeah, definitely. I've only beaten it like 3 times through. I haven't gone. Man, I'm telling you, when you get up to that point, your nerves, man, you're just shaking. I'm just like freaking out.
It took about 2.5 hours to get through all of them.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I mean, it's one of those things where you're playing through and you need the spread gun in that game.
Oh, without
So
a doubt.
Oh, yeah.
like if you die once, you might die a few more times right after that, just because once you lose that, I mean, you're in trouble.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
Cool,
but
man.
that was a lot of fun. I was surprised because I actually got it on the second try when I decided to try for it. So the first time I made it halfway, and the second time I got it.
Well, congratulations to you and a boardroom round of applause.
Thank you.
Makes me want to get on Twin Galaxies and check out like what records I might want to go for,
Yeah,
just to
you-
get a certificate, which is pretty. So if you say there's a game that has no score whatsoever and you submit them a score on like a VHS or something, will they mail you a certificate?
Well, they'll allow you to get the score, and since you'd probably be the first person, you'd have to contact them because there are a lot of games that don't have any records, and you can't just submit your gameplay. So you have to contact them and make sure what the regulations on it would be. A lot of different games, they have roles. Like in Contra, you can't. I think they called it point leeching. You can't sit in one area and keep shooting repeat enemies. So you'd have to contact them, see what they'd require for that game. But if you get the number 1 score, yeah, they'd probably send you one. I mean, I don't know. I mean, you don't want to do something where someone would just beat you right away. But
Do you have
I guess
to?
for games-
Sorry, do you have to submit a VHS recording, or can it be a different recording?
No, they have a lot of different formats. You can send computer files. You can capture them into your computer. My problem with that is it was just such a long thing. I didn't want to deal with how you have to break it up. I think if you need to break up the footage, you need to pause the game. I think you pause it, and then you have to switch discs or whatever you're recording on, and then you have to restart it back up. I don't know how they tell between the footage, but I know for the VHS and all the other stuff, you have to have the systems on, because like the Nintendo, they can tell by that flicker in the beginning whether it's an emulator and stuff like that. And also they have records for emulated games, so they have them in separate categories. So if you're playing it on a PC, you'll get a different record than someone playing it on the original system.
You should do. You should go through your whole thing again, record it all, and then do a time lapse, fit it in the 15-minute YouTube window, post it.
Easier said than done.
2.5 hours condensed down.
Yeah, just zoom into the the score up there in the top left, and then watch it go up. That'd be sweet.
Yeah, you just speed
I
up the
still
video.
Yeah, you just speed it up. Yeah.
I still have the footage of the video, footage of me doing it, but it doesn't have any audio.
Well, that's
So
okay. You can
That's
throw
fine.
some.
You just
You can
put
throw
it in,
some
like,
music or something.
Yeah. Anyway.
yeah, what I should do is just even just to see the 9th playthrough. I mean, I'm playing and the characters on the screen are flickering, so they're kind of invisible. You know how that it is.
Yeah.
And I mean, the game's kind of predictable. The same things happen, but the bullets are always randomized. And the thing, like, remember the waterfall stage as you're jumping up the waterfall?
Oh,
Enemies won't jump out on the platform that you're on most of the time. Where when you get to the ninth playthrough, they'll come out directly next to you. They'll come out from both sides all at the same time. So it's pretty cool.
nice. Yeah, nice. Well, congratulations to you again. That's pretty awesome.
Thanks.
That's great. I get that in before the end of the show. So, hey, thanks again, Dana, for being on the show. It was awesome having you.
Yeah, it was a blast being on. Thanks for having me.
Thanks, guys.
Look, hey, love you. Bye.
Bye, everybody.
Where's the wheel?
I don't know, Johnny. Where is he?
He's having a cigarette on the bed now.
All right, sounds good. Have a good Thanksgiving.
You too. Bye bye.
Bye.
Hello?
Are you still here?
I guess. I don't know. I came back. Everyone's gone.
Yeah, they left. I'm actually getting going pretty.